right, I will go ahead and get started. I'm Nicolette Greenhouse, even though that's not what my name says. I am the outreach coordinator for HGACBuy, and I will be your host today for this lovely virtual open house. Today, we are having record playback systems and radio equipment. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and do a quick message from HGACBuy. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Good morning and welcome to HGACBuy's virtual open house. We know you have some very busy schedules out there, but you're here with us. I'm your host, Joshua Cartier, and this is my lovely co-host, Nicolette Greenhouse.
That's right, Josh. We're excited to share a little bit about HGACBuy and today's featured contracts with you, so let's get right into it.
Sure thing. Why don't we start with a little bit of trivia? If you know what HGACBuy stands for, drop it in the chat box below. I'll give you a hint. While our offices are located in Houston, Texas, we are a nationwide cooperative purchasing program that has been operating for over 45 years.
That's right, Josh. As a contractor-funded program, we help thousands of local governments save millions of dollars by offering competitively bid contracts, all completely free. Going out to bid for our members not only saves them money, but a considerable amount of time.
Aha, and time is money. That's why we make the joining process very simple. We have the interlocal contract form on our website, and we'll be dropping a link to that right now. We'll also be answering that trivia question for you guys. HGACBuy, helping governments across the country buy. That's what we do, and that's our name.
Yes, it is, Josh. Another important fact about HGACBuy is that we take pride in partnering with others to make the cooperative purchasing process simpler and more beneficial. For instance, current members of Sacramento Area Council of Governments, Mid-America Regional Council, Baltimore Metropolitan Council, and the Municipal Association of South Carolina automatically become members of HGACBuy, and they do not have to complete the online ILC form. Additionally, all members of HGACBuy, regardless of how you join, can get the wonderful benefits of our collaboration with the National Cooperative Procurement Partners.
Wonderful, Nicolette. Speaking of those benefits, let's not forget that HGACBuy keeps all of our solicitation documents available for our members at their request. In addition, unlike most other cooperative purchasing programs, we ensure the compliance of all of our orders. When it comes time to be audited, that could be a lifesaver.
A lifesaver for sure, Josh. Well, that's all for us this morning. If you would like to learn more about HGACBuy or you would like to contact us, please download that contact card in the chat box below.
And as Nicolette said, that's all we have today, guys. Let's turn it over to our vendors.
All right. Thanks for sitting through our very cheesy presentation. Josh and I worked very hard on that. But we're going to get to the real presentations that everyone is here for. We're going to start with ATO Solutions. It's going to be Gary.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Let me attempt to share my screen here. Hello, I'm Gary Burton, Sales Director for ATO Solutions Corporation. We are a Texas-based dealer for nice recording systems, and we specialize in recorder design, installation, maintenance and monitoring for public safety access points, as well as various commercial environments across the state of Texas. Our services include phone and radio recording, screen capture, data integrations, and secure playback. How many times have you wanted, needed, and asked for a third opinion? Here at A Third Opinion Solutions, we provide answers to organizations who are asking the tough questions. We provide solutions for those looking to solve problems. ATO Solutions employees have years of industry experience since our beginning in 1987. So let us utilize this knowledge to help you better your organization. We offer the revolutionary NICE Inform system that captures and analyzes all of your communications to put recording to work for you. NICE Inform lets you use data to instantly find all phone, radio, and/or other calls associated with incidents for quick review and to perform quality assurance evaluations in half the time. So say goodbye to waiting days or weeks for manual reports and make smarter decisions using Inform Elite's incident intelligence dashboards. See your performance matrix and identify issues earlier so that you can meet your performance targets and improve your response. NICE Inform is a next generation ready solution for managing multimedia incident information. Pardon me. It provides the operator with the capability of consolidating and synchronizing event interactions from disparate data sources, and it enables the monitor, the capture, search, reconstruction, organization, distribution, and evaluation of voice data and multiple media sources. With Inform, incident information is collected, centralized, and secured, making it easy to access, reconstruct, share, protect, and control the information. With today's rapidly evolving changes, it's good to know that NICE Inform is now ready. While traditionally recording has been about voice, it's now about multiple media being captured in the dispatch center, including video from multiple sources, photos, text messages, email, and other information such as geographical information systems, automatic vehicle location systems, and computer-aided dispatch systems. NICE Inform provides an optimal cost-effective way of capturing and connecting all of this various data for easy retrieval. From there, the same complete picture of the incident can be shared with multiple stakeholders in a secured manner. Helps in eliminating redundancy in reproduction and potential discrepancies. The security offered by NICE Inform can be simple or more robust based upon your organization's needs and requirements. All users can be given easy access to all resources or channels wherever they can log in, or restricted on multiple levels by user, group, position, resource, or a combination of the above. Whatever your security needs are, NICE Inform is ready. A few of the benefits of NICE Inform are listed here. Reduce cost by saving time, consolidate information silos, better utilization of scarce resources, genuine, and this is a big one, interoperability, enhance performance and training, provide a better service to investigators and to the public, and be ready for next generation 911. It is the ultimate incident information management tool. This concludes our brief introduction of who we are and the product and services we offer. Thank you for taking the time to review this presentation. We are here to assist in the upgrading of your current recording system or installation of a new system in your facility. You can reach us at 866-428-6765, extension 2387. That's my direct line. You can also reach me by email at sales@atosolutions.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. Look at that. You did really well. I didn't hear a tremor in your voice at all. Good job. All right. We're going to chug right along to our next presenter, and that's going to be DAMM Cellular.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Jeff from DAMM Cellular. Can you see my screen okay? Okay, good. Well, I'll make this quick since we only have 5 minutes. We are a company based in Denmark that makes radio networks. We have over 40,000 channels on the air, on towers being repeated. We make everything in Denmark. All the development R&D occurs there. And you haven't heard of us too much until recently, maybe, because we only did Tetra, which is a European and standard that's not used very often in the United States. And that's our founder, by the way, the guy in the top right, Hans Damm. So we've been around since 1981 doing this. What makes us different? Why Damm? Why not one of our competitors? Well, those people need to build a radio shelter next to the tower with air conditioners and all the things that go in them. And they're very expensive. They can range anywhere from $15,000 to over $120,000 per tower. And then you have to air condition those things, which cost money forever. And then, it also takes time to integrate all of the third-party items like dispatch console, AVL, GPS, logging recorder, the network management system. That can take months, weeks, often many months to put all that together, rack it up. You get something that looks kind of like this with combiners, duplexers, racks of repeaters, spectracoms. We don't need any of that. We can literally mount outdoors on a pole with a box about the size of 2 shoe boxes, with no moving parts in it, no fans. It's IP65 water resistant rated, and it uses very little power. In this case, you'll see a site of ours for the Australia Defence Force that's completely off grid and solar powered. We also can ship the equipment ready to hang on the tower. So with the right IP address, channel frequencies, talk groups, user IDs already plugged in the system. The system is waterproof, outdoor IP65 rated for driven rain and being mounted in the direct sun. High and low temperature ratings. We have a GPS oscillator built in, so it stays on frequency, and that helps with simulcasting. It operates in analog, DMR, Tetra, and we're working on P25 conventional as well. We transmitted 50 watts to the antenna port, to the cable, from the repeater that has a built-in duplexer, and we can put up to 4 channels inside of the single box. So this one box on the left that you see here can be 4 physical channels, and the one on the right can be 4 additional physical channels. So with DMR, that's 16 logical voice slots, or a control channel and an additional 15 channels of talking capacity at this site at an offshore oil rig here. We also have bigger ears than most of our competitors. Neg 124 dB receive sensitivity. This means that the portable radio will be heard from farther away. So this is where we can mix and match, which lets us put a couple DMR channels on a site with an additional, in this case, a couple analog channels, and they can all work and talk together without any gateways. So all the transcoding happens right there in the box, mounted outdoors, and everybody's talking well. That's kind of nice, because if you have several hundred radios that won't do what you're trying to do in the future, you can keep operating them in DMR tier 2 or analog mode, and everybody interoperates well until those radios wear out and you move into the newer fleet of radios. Our dispatch console has AVL GPS built into it, with all the features you're used to: call check, group call, individual call, text messaging, and a few you may not be. You can look on the map and right click on a unit, make an individual call, text message, see where they've been all day. You'll also track the smartphone users. We make our own smartphone client. It looks like this. There are no recurring costs with this smartphone client. You buy it, you own it. It's push to talk over cellular. It'll work on all the major LTE providers. And this is our whole network here. We also make an integrated logging server. It's just software that we can put on your server, or we can interface with third-party consoles and logging recorders, and we can interface with foreign radio networks. A few of our customers were installing Quiver River with Warner Communications up in the Missouri, Illinois area with 7 towers. They chose us over competitors because they didn't have towers or shelters at 5 of their 7 towers. We've also picked up 22 airports in Brazil, and we go to market here in the US with a major airport integrator. And this is my contact information. 5 minutes right on time. Thank you for your time. I can be reached at 407-881-9712, and the webpage is dammcellular.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Good job. I didn't realize I was saying Dom. It's Dom, everyone. Yes, great job, Jeff. All right, we're gonna chug right along. We're gonna go to creative switching designs, and we're going to have Kenneth present for us.
I'm Ken McCowan. I'm with Creative Switching Designs. We're located here in Brookshire, Texas. Creative Switching Designs was founded in 1986 as a small telecom company, and we basically started out with reel-to-reel tape recorders for call centers. And of course, that has evolved over the years. Now we are the manufacturer of the Alliance recording system. So we manufacture that here at our facility in Brookshire. And with that, the Alliance recording system has a number of features which we've evolved into current technology today. Some of the features, solid state redundant electronics for reliable recording requirements. Our system, the Alliance, will support up to 120 channels of radio recording and up to 250 channels of phone recording. I don't think we have many customers that have gone beyond that. If they do, we of course just add another recording system. The solid state memory on the system features up to 32,000 hours of recording capacity, which you have immediate access to online. Of course, you can archive off. One of the unique features that Creative Switching Designs offer is 24-hour online service monitoring, state of the health of the recording system. All our customers, we monitor their systems. If there's a fault that occurs, we usually know it before the customer does. And in most cases, we can remedy the problem before the customer even knows he has a problem. And we're one of the only companies that offers that service as a standard for our customers. The system itself is designed very compact. We can provide a 2U rack mount system, or you can put it into a tabletop enclosure, depending on what the customer requirements are. And each system is custom designed to specific customers' requirements for their call center and dispatch center. The unique thing about us is we are the manufacturer, so you are dealing directly with the manufacturers, no middleman. That saves you time and saves you money. I'd like to show you some of the features. The system itself is based on the Microsoft, so if you're familiar with Microsoft applications, this system will operate very intuitively. The main screen on the system, if you go into monitor, shows you a monitor screen. In here you have 4 indicators, which means all the system is operating as required and there's not any issues. If something does occur, one of these lights will turn red and they'll tell you where the fault occurs. And of course we monitor that, and we can instantly diagnose the problem and 99% of the time remotely rectify the situation. Each one of the channels is configured on the system is displayed on the monitor screen. Each one is indicated with a color code. Green is normal operation, means that there's an active call on that channel. And over at the side here, you can see where there are a series of different color codes. Once we go into that, of course, I want to show you some of the search features. Very simple, easy to operate and locate different voice recordings. If you go into search, select that, it'll bring up a screen that shows you different options. Of course, you go to search option. The options will allow you to search under different specific pieces of information. Redaction, this feature does have the ability to go in and redact sensitive information off a recording. If you're going to offload the recording and send it to someone, and you want to pull out personal information or things that you don't want to make public, you can either redact that with a tone or a blank out of that information on the recording itself. Now, if I go into search and select search, I have an option where I can go in and I can display the last number of calls. In this case, I put 500 in. Another option for search is you go in and I can show come in, I can say I want to see the last 10 minutes of call, last 2 hours of calls, last 30 days of call, and so on. So it allows you to search by that criteria as well. Another option is to go in and search by time and date. Another option on search, if I go into options, I can actually take the metadata and search by that on each call. Call number, the stamp, which I'll show you the stamp capability on it, start time, duration, and so on. So it allows you to be able to search on just about any piece of information you want to for easy access to that information. I'll go into options and I'll go in and say, okay, I want to go in here and these are displayed calls. I'll scroll down to the one I want to look at, click on it, and you'll see the voice trace show up. If I want to go in and I want to say I want to option and put in a tag, I can go in and actually indicate where on this voice trace that I want to annotate is a shot or something like that. By selecting that trace, I go up here and I say, okay, I want to annotate that section right there as a gunshot. I'm going to say, put a gunshot, say, okay, and the trace will show up and you'll see where it annotates the voice trace. It tells you exactly what happened at that particular section of the voice trace. I mentioned the tagging, the tagging situation. You go into options, it'll come down and give you the options for stamping the tag. You have 16 options in this recorder to be able to annotate and color code each recording. Having said that, if there's any questions, I'd certainly love to answer them. You can contact me again, Ken McCowan. You have my email address at salescsdusa.com, or you can call me extension 6256. Again, we deal directly with the manufacturer. We're very responsive, very quick to respond, and we save you time and money, which I think is very important for most of us nowadays. Please let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if you'd like to have a viral. We can actually go in and do a demo remotely, and also we can put together a quote for you. And if you specify using HGAC, we have special discount pricing available, which we can put together a quote for you.
All right, Ken, thank you so much. Great job. We're gonna do a very quick testimonial. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
I'm Deborah Gilbert, Director of the Communications Center in Walker County. I have a staff of 11 telecommunicators full-time and 3 part-time telecommunicators. We get about 100,000 calls a year, being non-emergency and emergency. About 45,000 of those are 911 calls or emergency calls. Since the pandemic started, I would say initially the call volume was lower because of the shutdowns and more people working at home. We did see an increase in some kind of calls, like domestics and that kind of stuff. Now I would say we're pretty close to normal. Now, all of our bigger things we got through HGACBuy process, our furniture, the radio systems, our chairs. We have really nice, expensive 24/7 chairs that we purchased through HGACBuy. The HGACBuy program, I think, is a big help because it does simplify the process. And obviously, buying things is part of my job. However, it's not the whole job. And so while I'm trying to purchase furniture or purchase chairs or something, I'm also trying to worry about schedules and that kind of thing. And so having something that simplifies the process frees up my time to be doing other responsibilities. We get a lot of calls you wouldn't expect to get on 911, people asking how long their electricity is going to be off, that kind of stuff. Probably the oddest one I can remember off the top of my head is getting a 911 call from a lady that said she woke up to a lobster on her floor. It was actually a crawfish. She lived near a creek.
That's always funny. I'll never not be funny. All right, we're gonna move right along to BK Technologies. Clinton and Jerry, go ahead, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jerry Beecham. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for BK Technologies. I cover Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. We have about 10 of us regional sales managers spread out across the U.S. to help in different states and markets. Also joining me on the call is Clinton Rowland. Clinton Rowland is our field applications engineer, and I have asked Clinton to present. He does a much better job than I do at it. And So Clinton, if you don't mind, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Just double checking, making sure everyone can hear me good. So you'll see up front here, this is Jerry's contact information and my contact information. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. But we are BK Technologies. We represent the manufacturer for BK Technologies. So what is BK Technologies? We are a subscriber radio manufacturer. So we just make the end products that the end users make. We're an American company, a small business. The radios are manufactured and put together in Melbourne, Florida, and they're engineered out of Sawgrass, Florida, or Fort Lauderdale area. So we hire Americans. We're an American company, and we just make the end radio products. We don't make any network equipment. So we're direct competitors with guys like Motorola, Harris, and Kenwood. All of our radios are designed to be P25 compliant, and that means that they are going to work with the systems that you already have. First, I'll show you our BKR 5000. It's a VHF only single band portable radio with a loudspeaker, top display, and a 4-position knob on the top. It's our newest radio that we have out available. It also comes with a very large long life capacity battery. We also offer a mobile radio. The KNG mobile radio is a full color touchscreen display, and it supports up to 2 remotes hooked up to the radio simultaneously. And those remotes can either be a standard remote head where it looks like the face of the radio, or it can be our handheld control head, which looks like a handheld device and takes up less space. We also offer desktop radios. It's essentially a mobile in a box with all the things that you need. And we can offer different microphone and different solutions like that, as well as remoting. The big deal is for us is that we are highly competitive on our pricing. And not only are we going to save you money on the initial acquisition of the radio, but we're going to save you money down the road through the life of the radio. All radios come with a 2-year warranty, and then you can extend that up to 5. The firmware or software upgrades that are required to keep the radio working come at no additional cost to you for the life of the radio. So we continue to save you money long after you've bought the initial purchase. The big advantages of BK Technologies, like I said, is that we're P25 fully compliant. There are no proprietary features in our radios. Anything that the Motorola radio or the Harris or the Kenwood radio does, our radio can do the same thing. It will likely work on any existing radio networks that you have, and will give you communications and help you increase your capabilities at very low cost. The other big advantage of BK Technologies is that we offer at no additional cost to our customers customized training. So we can offer free user training to your users and go over how buttons work, or we can offer in-depth technical training to your smart guys in the room that want to know how to configure the radios or get the radios working on the network. We can provide that training as well at no additional cost. I'm also very proud to announce our BKR 9000. This radio is due to be ready for orders in September and start shipping at the end of this year. It is our multi-band radio, so it's going to support all of the bands: VHF, UHF low, UHF high, 700 and 800. It's going to come standard with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. It's going to have dual noise canceling microphones and a super large top display, as you can see. We're very excited about this new radio, and we hope you guys are as well when you see it come out. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you very much for paying attention, and I hope that me and Jerry are able to hear from you in the future and help you with any of your radio buying needs.
Awesome job. Thank you, Jerry and Clinton. We're going to chug right along to our last vendor, and that's going to be Jim Zaleta from Exacom. Take it away, Jim.
You're seeing it now. I see Nicolette nodding, so very good. Okay, I'm Jim Zaleta with Exacom. I'm the Gulf States Regional Sales Manager. Exacom is a manufacturer and provider of voice logging recorders, and we've been in this business since the mid-1980s, based in Concord, New Hampshire, but operating not only nationwide, but throughout the world. This slide just shows a couple details about the recorder itself. I'm not going to go into the overall details of the recorders. I want to just focus on a couple of new features that we just brought out. I'm happy to do a web demo at any time to go over the complete recorder operation. A couple of weeks ago, we announced a Central Square bilateral CAD integration, and we're working with other CAD vendors as well for similar features. What's unique about this is the ability to swap incident information between the recorder and the CAD system, where when the incident is created, all the incident data, the incident number and so on is going to be connected with the phone calls, the call taker position, and so on. And what this will do is to save time with incident reconstruction. When the incident is closed and you need to go back and find all the calls associated with it, they're already going to be there. When they all get tagged initially, and then when the incident is closed, all those calls are bundled together into a single file and stored separately in the CAD system, so that when you need to go back to it, everything is already there. You're not searching through hours of phone calls trying to find the specific calls that were associated with that incident. Our response from our customers on this has been very, very positive and enthusiastic for the time savings that this will provide. And besides all that stuff being in the CAD system, for the direct access to the calls, the CAD information is also pushed into the recorder and associated with the calls with additional metadata columns and so on. We also introduced last quarter our Rapid SOS integration, and all recorders vendors who offer Rapid SOS recording capture the top section here, the LAI location information. What's unique that Exacom is offering is what Rapid SOS calls their Rapid SOS Additional Data Enhanced 2.0 or RAD-E, which is additional data from Google, Apple, the health app, additional health profile data from Sirius, Uber, and a bunch of other things. What happens with Rapid SOS is half an hour after the call is done, the data disappears and is no longer available to be viewed. So if you're doing an incident review and the dispatcher made some decisions based on data that was no longer visible, they have no way to justify why they made a decision that perhaps might have been different from what ordinarily would have been done. So all that is going to be available to you now. And you can see in this field at a glance, the types of data in the first column that we're capturing. So that's something that we're very excited about as well, and appreciate that partnership with Rapid SOS. The other thing I wanted to touch on here is that we have multiple ways of assisting you with quality assurance, which is something that everybody needs to be doing, but some people don't have the staffing or time to do that. So we can help you, one, with launching your own program run by your staff if you have that available, or we have programs to augment your staff with offering additional third-party evaluators, retired PSAP supervisors and such who can assist with the evals for you. Or we can provide a full managed service where we will provide all the evaluation and review, as well as an online training portal that your users and your administrators, supervisors, trainers can all access the portal and go through online training to rehabilitate any weak spots. And that's all I have today. Like I said, I just wanted to give a brief highlight and introduction, and I appreciate everybody's time.
All right, Jim, excellent job. Thank you so much for sharing. That concludes our presentations for the day. We will now move into a Q&A session. So if any of our members have any questions for our vendors, please feel free to raise your hand. You can unmute, you can put it in the chat box if you, thanks, Brian. You can put it in the chat box if you would like. but yeah, like just for, I can say it if you want, if you're a little shy, or Josh always has a question. If no one else can think of any.
Well, the silence indicates that
It's
folks
your
might
time to shine.
basically. I actually have a question for all of our vendors, so I'll just go in the order that we presented, just for the sake of brevity. But creative switching designs. I had a question. How often have your records been used in court? Like the recordings, are they a sufficient source of evidence?
Yes, exactly. And that's why we added that feature where one of the requirements was to have the ability to pull out sensitive data, because the district attorneys and things like that, our recorders, we're actually, all the precincts of Harris County use our recording systems. And of course, they're getting requests from the courts and, like I said, district attorneys and such. And that information is basically pulled off the recording system. Now it's fingerprinted. Each recording is fingerprinted so that it is identified that it hasn't been modified. So if it does get a modification to that recording, there will be an indicator that says something has been changed in that recording. But once that is submitted, is also submitted with a embedded recorder. So you can email that to the district attorney. He can actually play that email recording back, because the recording feature is embedded in the recording trace itself. And that's a unique feature, I think, that the only creative switching design offers.
I appreciate that answer, Ken. I just think of this stuff as something like you would see on CSI, where they're like, taking out the audio clips and everything.
Yep.
Right. I knew I was going to do this in order of presenters, but I realized I wrote the questions out of order, so forgive me. But from ATO Solutions, so how is this data that you guys gather, how is that shared internally? Like, do you have like the app where just anybody can look at this data?
Actually, we assign users when we set up a system, and I'm not the engineer, I'm the sales director, but as far as just how it works, generally speaking, we set up certain users. Of course, you have an administrator, and there's another feature that's called record on demand. Okay, that say your chief or your sheriff or your chief deputy or maybe a lieutenant, someone that's in authority, has the ability to go in and click on any particular channel, record that channel at any given time, as well as go back and listen to it. Okay, listen to what has been recorded, or even a live conversation. But that can be limited to just certain people. And then like your dispatchers will have certain limitations on their access, but it just depends on the positions that people are in, and how much access you want them to have. So there's different variables, different levels of access that we can set up depending on who's using it within the system or within the organization.
That answers my question. I was kind of wondering, like, how do people access this information? But you answered that.
Right. And then, of course, it's accessible via the internet. We monitor the system offsite, and oftentimes can go in and troubleshoot and make corrections, even update software, things of that nature, offsite, via the internet.
I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you for answering my question.
Sure.
Jeffrey, Mr. DAMM, I believe we kept saying DAMM for the longest time. I was wondering, what is the maintenance like on your outdoor equipment? Are DAMM technicians required for this service, or is it something that the municipality or end user could service themselves if they need to?
That's a good question. Thank you. Well, we have it's an all-encompassing box. So everything in there is inside the water-resistant box. There's no moving parts. Unlike a lot of other systems, you don't need to go out there every year and retune the antenna. It's self-tuning because we have a GPS oscillator built in, so it's getting the exact timing, and somehow our engineers just keep it on frequency that way, which is nice. We have a service level agreement plan, and the equipment ships with an 18-month warranty. So it gives the dealer or the integrator 6 months to put it in the ground, install it, and then you get, a year warranty there. And then after that 1 year warranty is up, there's an SLA program that gives you an extension of the hardware warranty and 24/7 help desk support, free software, firmware updates, and anything else you need help with, really remotely, or we can send somebody on site for a small additional charge. But basically, because of the cost savings, we can afford to put a couple spares into every system. So, if you buy a Quiver River, you buy a 7-tower network, you buy 7 boxes, we put 2 additional ones in there, so that it's just an easy swap out of the equipment. If there's a failure, you go out and replace the box. And then you troubleshoot the box in your shop. If you can't fix it, you send it back for repair to us.
All right. So honestly, it kind of sounds like it's just a set and forget kind of system. You don't really have to really think about it once you have it.
That's correct. Yeah, it will send alarms if there's a problem. It has SNMP trap alarming, and it also has its own internal alarm system. So the dispatcher will see that there's a problem on the map on the tower. There's an email distribution of the maintenance team. If there's any kind of problem, it's going to phone home and let you know. So very, very easy to manage, easy to run, easy to get trained on. Probably the easiest product I've learned how to program.
All right. I appreciate that, Jeffrey.
You bet.
All right, Clint. I was wondering, so the radios that you guys have, are they strictly for civilian industries, or are they up to the standard for military use?
So the radios that we sell are specifically designed for first responders and public safety in mind. So they are the quality and grade of those radios. So when you think of radios that are used by like industries such as hotels or manufacturing, they're using very small, very inexpensive, and not very reliable radios. Whereas what we provide is a public safety grade radio. Department of Homeland Security, they set out a standard that says you have to meet this standard if you call yourself a public safety radio. We do. Our radios are completely ruggedized. They're IP68. So you can submerge them into a meter of water for an hour. We've put it deeper and longer, but that's what the standard states. So I would not classify our radios at all as an industrial or civilian radio. I would classify it as a public safety military grade radio.
All right, I like how you phrased that. That was actually pretty clever.
I had a question for Clinton while we're here. Just looking at some of the portables, trying to find some information out. Are they all programmable, or would I be able to get them that are not programmable on the fly? The ones I'm seeing here on your website are showing, they've all got a keypad on them. And I know firefighters, having been one for a long time, I know I would want to play with it and see if I could change the frequencies in it. So I would like to know if I could get them without that option.
Great question. So we have the capability for the user in the field to modify the way the radio is programmed from the keypad, or to take a clone from another radio. So if there's another BK radio in the field that's programmed in a certain way and you want that, we can allow radio to radio programming as well. But at the end of the day, configuring a radio with a computer is king. And when we configure our radios with the computer, we can turn those features on and off very easily. So we can give the end user the ability to program and change the stuff that's in their radio, or we can lock them out and say you can't change anything in the radio, but you can add new stuff, or we can lock it out where you can't do anything at all. It's all tiered and customizable to what the requirements are for our customers. We're a very solution-based company, so we listen to the requirements and then we provide solutions.
Okay, great, thanks, fantastic. Used them for years fighting wildfires. Great product.
Thank you for the question, Kevin. We like that. Making moves out here, trying to purchase, save money. Yes. I will do one last question because we don't want to leave Jim out for Exacom. We just wanted to know if there is a rapid SOS available on your current contract with HGACBuy.
But I have it prepared to submit for the modification to add that to it, along with the Central Square integration and a couple other changes where we've had to update part numbers because of new features and enhancements and so on. So that'll be coming over later today.
All right, that's good to hear, Jim, because that really caught my attention. We were hoping that was available now, but it sounds like that'll be available quite shortly. All right, appreciate that, Jim.
All right. If that is all of the questions we have, if anyone else has any questions, please speak now. Forever hold your peace while we have them all here. I learned a lot today too, Lolita. I mean, I knew none of this before today, honestly. All right. If anyone has any questions that they think of after we get off this call, you are more than welcome to contact Josh or I, and we will get you to the right person. But if no one has any other questions, everyone is free to go back to their very busy lives. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciated everyone's attendance. Please be sure to come and see us at our conferences and other events. And we'll be having one more event this month and several more at the rest of the year. So please be sure to come to those. And that's it. That's my spiel. Thanks everybody so much for coming. Have a great morning. Make sure to utilize those links. And see you soon. Bye.